welcome once again to the New England Sports Network. Gorilla Monsoon, along with my dear friend and colleague, Mean Gene Okerlund, set for plenty of action here, Gene.
You'd better believe it, Gorilla Monsoon. The Boston Garden is already buzzing about a number of very crucial matches on this card tonight, including the title defense for the heavyweight champion Hulk Hogan, who puts that coveted belt on the line against Macho Man Randy Savage. Savage's belt will not be up.
Should be a classic. Let's go up to ringside right now.
This match is one fall with a 45-minute time limit. A special tag team attraction. First, team number one from Manchester, England, weighing 239 pounds, Les Thornton. His partner from Korea, weighing in at 281 pounds, Tiger Chung Lee.
Be a good matchup. Veterans Tiger Chung Lee, and of course the man of 1,000 holes, Les Thornton. He's a good one.
From out of England. Oh, watch out. I think he's throwing things at you, Gene. Gave a few derogatory looks to you as well.
Well, Les and myself have had our verbal battles in the past.
I'm sure.
As have Mr. Chung Lee and myself.
Chung Lee went after you one night with that kendo stick, if I remember correctly.
He did indeed. That happened in Australia.
It did. Mike Rotunda starting off with Les Thornton. Another capacity crowd on hand here in the famed Boston Garden with that 16th banner hanging from the ceiling.
I'll tell you what, it's great. I had an opportunity this past week to play golf with one of the great stars for the Celtics. Of course, I'm talking about Kevin McHale.
What kind of a golfer is he?
Excellent.
Oh, great.
Excellent.
Side headlock by Thornton. Mike won't stay in this long. Look out. Nice shoulder block. Wow. He likes those patented New England style forearm uppercuts. Sort of give you a negative attitude. Nice head scissors by Rotunda out of there in a hurry. Why did you shoot in the tournament, Jim?
I didn't do that badly. Of course, we were playing the best 2 out of 4 balls, but we finished 22 under.
Oh, tremendous. I shoot in the low 80s myself.
I can imagine.
If it gets any warmer than that, I don't play.
Right.
Rotunda holding on to the head scissors. Les Thornton, of course, the recipient.
Well, look at the way that Thornton counters. Finally breaks it, but I believe Rotunda, yes, setting him up for a kickoff, and let's start it over again. Happens to be an especially warm night here in the Boston area and a very humid evening.
It certainly is. And whenever we're in the Boston Gardens, it's hot and humid, Gene, whether it's summer or winter or what have you. Tag made as the big Korean steps in, Tiger Chung Lee, who can unload on anyone in a hurry. Make you think about being at home watching the telly. Tag made. Tiger didn't see it. Dropped down by Rotunda. Oh, the big left hand right to the lower abdomen and one to the side of the head. And in control, the golden boy, Danny Spivey. Of course, we've had another golden boy here in the World Wrestling Federation for quite some number of years.
Oh, you could only be talking about the veteran octogenarian, the great Artie Skolin. Golden boy Arnold Skolin.
Yes.
Wow. What a career he had.
A name synonymous with the World Wrestling Federation and with professional wrestling in general.
I believe he's here tonight. It'd be great to get a few comments from the old golden boy.
Oh, 360 done by the big Korean, but it didn't work out for him. Scoop slam now, catches Spivey coming in. Nice kick out. Talk about speed and agility. That's a 6'8" frame that's doing all that. Side mirror takes him over, controlling. Well, when Danny Spivey first came here to the World Wrestling Federation, Gene, if you remember right, he wore those horrible looking boots, those heavy fur things that he got rid of in a hurry.
Al Spivey, of course, a tremendous athlete at the University of Georgia in their football program. He made a decision a few years ago, and professional wrestling would be his life, and he's here with the big guys now and competing very well.
Well, if you want the best competition in all the wrestling world, you'll find it right here in the World Wrestling Federation. Look at that. Just picked up one leg a little bit, and he was able to leapfrog the big Korean. Side mirror takes him over again. Here comes Thornton. Referee right on his case in a hurry.
Oh, look at that hair.
Blatant chokehold now. I think that Spivey, along with Rotunda, got to be one of the most impressive teams that I've seen in the last 6 months come up the trail here.
They are. Of course, they're new to us, and we try to analyze, I think, all of the new teams that come in, but you've got to remember the champions, the British Bulldogs, the Killer Bees, the Hart Foundation. We're seeing a lot of the Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov, Valentine and Beefcake. They're all still here.
Well, the Dream Team is still having nightmares, Gene, about the Rosemont Horizon in Chicago. Of course, you and I were there. Not too happy about what transpired that evening.
Well, that dream is over.
Luscious John says they're better right now than they've ever been and are ready to come back and strip the British Bulldogs of the title.
Well, the Bulldogs are back and healthy again, though, Gorilla. So,
well, they're going to be a handful regardless of who. I'll tell you who's been really making some leaps and bounds in the tag team competition of late, and that is another former world champion team, Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Sheik. They're really showing me something.
We've seen Junkyard Dog teaming up with George the Animal Steel periodically. There's another team that would certainly have to be well respected.
Absolutely. Uh-oh, in the wrong part of town, got the rope wrapped around the neck.
Come on,
of
Ref.
the Golden Boy.
Oh, Rotunda was hot, and I don't blame him.
He should be hot, being choked out right now by the big Korean, the Golden Boy, Danny Spivey, with a tag team rope. Manages to turn it loose just before the referee turned around. Front face lock now by Thornton. And Spivey trying to back him up into his own corner to make a tag.
Chung Lee, unless Thornton masters a double teaming an opponent when given the opportunity, I think we saw that pretty well right there.
Absolutely.
They worked over Spivey.
Of course, Spivey has got that youth and that speed and that strength on his side, and when you put all those attributes together, you've got a winning combination.
One of the most promising young big men that I've seen in professional wrestling in the many, many years that I've covered this great sport.
No question, Gene. No question about that. Oh, plants one right in the lower abdomen, does Les Thornton, and down to the canvas goes the Golden Boy. There's one thing it's hard to substitute for, and that's experience, and that's what the team of Les Thornton and Tiger Chung Lee really are going to make happen here, if anything.
You know, they do the smart, the intelligent thing, too. They really capitalize on quick teamwork, in and out. Stay fresh in there at all times.
In for the ride now. Oh, nice. Reverse knife edge right underneath the esophagus. Danny Spivey needs a tag here desperately.
Veteran Tiger Chung Lee, of course, can execute those martial arts to perfection.
Where's he going?
Oh, come on.
Tiger to the outside, a little bit slow getting up there. Spivey waiting for him. Whoa. Big scoop slam halfway across the ring. Big opportunity here for the Golden Boy to make the tag, but here comes Thornton with the referee hanging on him. Tag was not made, and Rotunda got a kick in there before he got out. There's the tag made.
Finally, good move for the Golden Boy. A fresh Mike Rotundo, and look at this.
Tiger Chung Lee wanted some time out, but there isn't any in professional wrestling. Now lowering the boom on both men. Oh, look at that, upside down.
Oh, my!
And a drop kick. Les Thornton in there where he doesn't belong, paid for it.
Gorilla Rotundo is on fire here this week.
Boy, he
the
is
Boston
a
Garden.
tremendous athlete.
Oh.
Might make a soprano out of the big guy, certainly attempts it. Boy, that Les Thornton is everywhere. He's lightning fast out there. Look out. The turnbuckle, hard in. Elbow met the big Korean coming out, and he went down in a hurry.
But just about like a delayed reaction. Could have conceivably taken the breath out of him.
Absolutely. Caught again, now in the wrong part of town. Mike Rotundo. Referee moves him out of there quickly.
Well, he tried. He could have got in there a lot sooner, in my opinion. Tough for any one man to handle 4 men of this caliber.
Referee's job, a thankless one. Look out. Big backdrop. Wow.
My. Whoa.
Came down hard, high and hard, over for the cover. Got that right arm out of there. Won't get him. But he's like a bulldog, Thornton.
What a powerful kick out on the part of Rotundo.
Thornton now with a reverse chin lock, trying to slow down the All-American out of Syracuse. Now, Syracuse was on our wrestling schedule when I went to school.
Well, spent a lot of time in upstate New York. They sure cranked out a number of great ones out of that school.
Oh, my God, yes, they do. Chant going out from this capacity crowd. USA hanging off the rafters literally here in the Boston Garden as the World Wrestling Federation continues to be the hottest ticket in town. Referee did not see that tag. And Rotundo's paying for it.
Spivey has got to get back outside of the ring, hang out of the rope, let the referee get back over there and clear that mess up.
Well, that's a sense that only comes with timing, Gene, and with being with a partner for quite some time. And I really don't expect the Golden Boy to show me that yet, but he will. In the meantime, Rotundo's being pummeled there from the outside and from the inside.
Earlier on, a series of blows exchanged by Thornton and Rotundo. They were solid hits.
Big Korean now starting to unload with the heavy artillery. Rotundo in for the ride. Oh, put his head down. Big Korean made a cardinal mistake, dropped his head, and Rotundo makes the tag. Referee didn't have any trouble seeing that one, and here comes a southpaw. Irish whip in, backdrop coming up, yes.
275 pounds hits the canvas.
Les Thornton got knocked right off the apron on that move, Gene. It was out of our camera shot, but he certainly went down. Watch out. Placing that elbow right on the sternum. Golden Boy setting him up again. Drop kick. Oh, only caught him on the arm, but the momentum was there.
But of course, what Tiger Chung Lee had done, Gorilla Monsoon, was he grabbed the ropes trying to avoid, which he partially did, that flying drop kick on the part of Danny Spivey. However, when the rope snapped back, that momentum
jerked him right out of there.
Carried Tiger Chung Lee out through the ropes, out of the apron and the arena floor.
Maybe a lucky break. Oh, look at that. Bringing him in the hard way, right over the top rope. Golden Boy winding up with those big lefts. Oh, right between the eyes. Another quick tag made as Rotundo once again steps in. Scoop slam of the big guy. Oh, dropped him just like a bad habit. You're not going to beat Tiger Chung Lee that way, I'm sorry. He is a much better wrestler than that, Jim.
45-minute time limit on this match. And of course, with the heat and the humidity that we're experiencing this week here in the Boston Garden, it's going to take its toll on these gentlemen.
No question about that. Of course, I don't know of any two guys that are in better shape than Les Thornton and Tiger Chung Lee. They're in tremendous condition.
Spivey and Rotundo.
Well, Rotundo, I know, stays in excellent shape all the time. I'm not too sure about the Golden Boy.
Oh, yes.
We'll find out.
Oh, I have seen him. I'll tell you what, he works religiously at weightlifting, conditioning.
Nice leapfrog and making the tag, and the Golden Boy comes in like a house of fire. And it's Thornton now being whipped in. Whoa, followed him right in. Nice shot. Watch out. Moondog coming up. Oh, he caught him right on his own leg with it. Might have been enough to stun him. Yes.
Les Thornton doesn't even know what happened.
Got jammed in there, got his face jammed right down into the thigh.
Thornton still does not realize what happened.
Les, you lost the match. Let's go up and get the official word.
The winners of this match, the team of the Golden Boy, Danny Spivey and Mike Rotundo.
Chalk up another one for that tremendous team.
This match is one fall with a 20-minute time limit. First from Roanoke, Virginia, weighing 250 pounds, Mr. USA, Tony Atlas. And his opponent from Kansas City, weighing 253 pounds, handsome Harley Race.
Handsome Harley Race. Can you believe that, Gene, with a moniker like Handsome, with that kisser?
And I had an opportunity to interview veteran Harley Race recently, and I said, where did you ever get the name Handsome from?
Can't wait for the response. What was it?
Heenan?
Oh, Bobby DeBrain laid it on him, right?
Heenan's got good taste.
Oh. Well, he thinks those other two beauties of his are handsome as well, Bundy and Stud. So, you know where his taste lies.
Great
new here to the World Wrestling, excuse me, Gene, but not new, of course, to the world of professional wrestling. Harley Race has some very impressive credentials.
Indeed he does. I know it's going to be a great thrill for a man that has been around professional wrestling as long as Harley Race has to go into this great facility here at the Boston Garden with its tremendous tradition of professional wrestling, and to go up against an opponent like Tony Atlas.
Tony Atlas certainly will give anybody all they want at any given point in time, and most more than they want. Oh, beautiful scoop slam, showing us the power possessed by Mr. USA. And I think Harley was caught a little unaware. You best do your homework if you're going to stay here in the World Wrestling Federation. These guys will run you out in a hurry. Side headlock now by Mr. USA. When he clamps that on you, it'll give you Excedrin headache number 5.
I don't know if you notice, I'm sure you do, being the astute observer that you are, Gorilla Monsoon. Tony Atlas continually converses with his opponent. He's talking all the time.
He talks all the time.
He's a chatterbox.
In and out of the ring, both. He's a chatterbox in the locker room, on the planes, everywhere. He just loves to talk. I don't know. Oh, look at this side suplex. Harley wanted to get out of there in the worst way and picked the easiest way he knew, the most convenient. Drops an elbow, but Atlas long gone. A lot of guys get upset if you talk to him in the ring, Gene. Maybe Harley is one of them. I don't know.
If that's the case, it's an excellent ploy on the part of Atlas.
Still winding up now with this side headlock.
See, Tony hasn't lost any of it, Gorilla.
Absolutely not.
It looks excellent.
He's currently looking for another tag team partner here in the World Wrestling Federation. And as soon as he finds one, I'm sure that he'll be entering in that stiff tag team competition. But right now, he's got his hands full with handsome Harley Race. Harley, clean break? No way, shape, or form you're going to get it from him. Snap mare takes Mr. USA over. And Harley with a headbutt, but I told you he didn't do his homework, Gene.
And I can't believe that Harley Race is making claims right now to being the king, royalty, if you will, of professional wrestling.
Well, that's what he's claiming, Gene. I don't know. I think the jury's still out on it myself.
Why don't you just put the tights and the boots on and go to the arena in whatever town it happens to be in, whatever city, and just go in there and do the job.
Oh, look at that shot. Left-handed forearm uppercut. I don't care how hard your head is. That one he caught right underneath the chin. Both men outside now.
Look at Race.
Race with determination going out right after Mystery. Oh, look at that. Rammed him into the barricade surrounding the ring here, tipping it over. Hope there's no one trapped underneath there.
The referee has got his hands full with the likes of Mr. Race. Now Harley has established a reputation in the past for really bending the rules whenever it's to his advantage.
Let me ask you this, Gene. Being new here to the World Wrestling Federation, Harley Race, his first appearance or so here in the Boston Gardens, a match of this magnitude against Mr. USA Tony Atlas and no Bobby DeBrain Heenan.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I do know, however, that Heenan has tremendous trust and respect for Harley Race. Who knows, though, Gorilla Monsoon, it's conceivable Heenan could be here someplace.
He might be up in a third tier somewhere. Atlas finally making it back up on the apron. Now Harley took care of that in a hurry as he clotheslined him right on that top rope. And Race now telling the referee, Danny Davis, what his job is. He said count. Of course, Danny Davis, one of the premier referees here in the World Wrestling Federation. And Tony doing the smart thing, taking a hike, Gene. Trying to clear the cobwebs a little bit.
He's got to get his act back together again after a couple of good blows like.
He might have hurt his hip. He's limping, Gene. He might have hurt his hip when he went into that barricade.
Not again.
Yep, snapped him right again.
Again.
Harley, of course, very deliberate in everything he does inside that squared circle. A real mechanic inside there. Like another fellow I know here in the World Wrestling Federation, Bret the Hitman Hart, who has excellence of execution, I call it.
Similar, very similar indeed. I think that's a good comparison.
Tony very slow to come up, and Harley, right, he's going to do it again, Jay. Oh, he's going to suplex him in.
Oh, watch out.
The hard way.
Oh!
Over for the cover. Very nonchalant cover. Mr. USA just powered out of that.
Look at the expression on the face of Harley Race. He can't believe that Atlas kicked out.
Shock.
Like he did. That is incredible. Here's another setup on a possible suplex.
Oh, didn't get him up. Tony put the block on that one. And now it's whoever can get the best leverage, and Atlas does. And it's Harley who went down heavy.
You want to talk about a tug of war of sorts? That had to be it.
Atlas not sure what he wanted to do, gave Race enough time to get his wind back and dropped into emptiness.
Well, Tony had started to walk away. I think he had some, oh my word, had some second thoughts about where he was going to go after.
Couldn't make up his mind.
No, that hesitation gave Race just enough break that he needed.
Oh, look at that. Dropping the point of the knee right into the nose. 2 count. Whoa, was that close? But Atlas powers out once more. And I think Race is getting a little bent out of shape, Gene.
It's becoming very frustrating to veteran Harley Race. I think Race, in his own mind, astute enough to know that he should have put this guy away long before. He had the opportunity.
Neck breaker, well executed, as always, by Harley Race. Over for the cover. He's not going to get him here either, Gene. You're not going to beat Tony Atlas that way.
I'll tell you what, that's what makes Mr. Monsoon, the World Wrestling Federation, so much better than anything else you see.
The Rolls Royce of professional wrestling.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, Tony Atlas now on the receiving end, and another elbow drop right across the throat. But once again, Tony with both arms out of there, able to kick out easily. And Race getting more disturbed with each kick up. Of course, he has so many ways he can put you away in.
Why is he trying headbutts on Atlas of all people?
Well, that's one of his fortes. That's one of Harley Race's fortes. But unfortunately for him, it is also the strong point of Mr. USA. Tony's got to mount some kind of offense here very shortly, or it will be shower time. Oh, reversal coming up. And Harley right through, might have rammed that left shoulder right into the steel post.
You know what that could mean?
The beginning of the end.
Separation, broken clavicle, any one of a number of injuries.
Atlas now mounting his own offense. Beal coming up out of the corner, and Race halfway across the ring. Atlas with a standing drop kick catches him right in the sternum, sending the handsome one down to the canvas. How quickly the tide can turn here in the world of professional wrestling.
What's Tony Atlas doing here?
I don't know. He's up on that second turnbuckle on the inside. Maybe a big headbutt coming up. Oh, Race, he stayed up there too long. Yes, there's that big headbutt. And that found the mark. Oh, Atlas coming down. Boy, did he telegraph that move, Gene.
And of course, Harley Race very quick to recognize what was coming up. And that had to be a tremendously deflating.
Sunset roll-up, hooks both shows it's over.
Well, that did it. That was the setup.
Absolutely. After all the devastating things he did to Mr. USA, Tony Atlas, he beats him with a simple sunset flip because Tony Atlas literally beat himself. Let's get the official word.
the winner of this match, handsome Harley Race.
Handsome Harley with his hand raised in a token of victory here in the Boston Garden. Let's go back and take a look, if we can, at how he polished off. Here's the mistake right here, Gene.
Atlas coming in for a body splash, and Harley Race recognizes what's coming up. He puts his knees up, and that had to totally deflate Tony Atlas. Harley Race very quick, back up out of his feet. By this time, it was all over. It was just fundamental sunset flip. Tony was out of it at this point in time, and Race gets the 1, 2, 3, and a pinfall.
Easy count. Tony Atlas falling victim to handsome Harley Race. We'll be back.
This match is one fall with a 20-minute time limit. First from Dorchester, Massachusetts, weighing 240 pounds, the Duke of Dorchester, Pete Doherty. His opponent from Tonga, weighing 265 pounds, King Tonga.
King Tonga against the Duke of Dorchester. Gorilla Monsoon here at ringside in the Boston Garden with Mean Gene Okerlund. Tonga is 15,000 richer, Gene, but he hasn't collected it yet.
I don't know if he ever will collect the money. As everybody knows, everybody in the wrestling world knows that King Tonga indeed slammed Big John Studd.
The Duke attacks immediately. I'm sure, wow, look at that shot by Tonga. And a headbutt. Tonga on the rampage. He doesn't like to be suckered like that, Gene.
Didn't even have an opportunity to take part of his gear off, and of course, a very assertive Pete Doherty was in there, all over Tonga, and that's not going to happen to this big man from the South Pacific.
Well, another big tag team combination here now in the World Wrestling Federation. He and CV Afi have been teaming up of late and doing a tremendous job.
They're going to be good.
Full Nelson being applied. Oh, look at that. Broke it easily. Stepped right behind. Oh, watch out. Mr. Doherty is in for a hard drop here. Wow, right on his back. Well, after all, he was only telling him what the referee asked him to do, Gene. He only did what he was asked.
He doesn't speak the language all that well. I'm sure there's a few things he doesn't understand. However,
can't imagine anyone getting that big on coconuts and bananas, though, Gene.
Well, he's put together.
Oh, my God, yes.
Like
what a powerhouse.
House. Like a house.
And when an adrenaline starts flowing in his system, he has the strength of at least 5 or 6 men, in my opinion.
Tremendously explosive.
Big smile on the face of Doherty. Look at the power shown here by King Tonga as he places him gingerly right on that top turnbuckle. Could have did anything he wanted to there, but chose to do nothing.
Tonga, another of the many greats we see out of the South Pacific. Samoa, Tonga, Fiji, who chooses to go without the shoes.
Well, very, very difficult thing to do, Gene. You know, in all my years as a pro wrestler, I only entered the ring without shoes on, I think once or twice, and that was under duress because somebody had forgot to pack them, either myself or someone else, and otherwise, no way, shape, or form would I ever do that. Oh, step over toe hold, but didn't hang on to it very long as Tonga is lightning quick. It's so easy to get stone bruises, Gene. Shin splints if you don't have any footwear on.
Absolutely. Look at the mush on this Dorchester. That's a face only a mother can love. I'm not too sure about that.
Well, you'll have to check with his mom on that one, Gene. Finger right to the eye. I don't care how big and powerful you are when somebody sticks their thumb right in your eye. It's going to take its course.
We'll take the wind out of your sails.
There's a mistake. Doherty did not do his homework. Tonga with extremely hard cranium, and the Duke does the wise thing, bails out.
You know, it's surprising, Gorilla Monsoon, and you as a former professional wrestler really have got to be impressed at the tremendous speed that King Tonga possesses in light of his size.
Well, that's youth, Gene.
Yeah, that helps.
That's youth. There's no substitute for that. But he is extremely agile and quick. Oh, short turnbuckle job done by the Duke. Watch out. Oh, you might as well send him a telegram on that particular move. Tonga now unloading with the karate shots. Master of quite a few of the martial arts. Winding up the Duke now. Standing drop kick, caught him right in the mush.
Right in the face. How much more of that can Doherty take?
Not a whole lot. That's the wrong thing to do, try to exchange blows with King Tonga. But once again, into the turnbuckle. The Duke fighting with everything he's got. He's got a lot of, I don't know, should you say supporters here in the Boston area? Oh, look at that nice move to the side. Front roll. Slip right underneath with a nice arm drag. He's showing him the finesse side of King Tonga now, Jim.
Oh my word.
Oh,
here it
tell
is.
me about it. Reverse thrust kick right underneath the jaw. Look out. Flying headbutt right to the sternum area. Get the shower ready.
Oh, that's all she wrote. What a phenomenal effort on the part of King Tonga.
Tonga having a good time here in the Boston Garden at the expense of the Duke of Dorchester. Let's get the official word.
Here is your winner, King Tonga.
Great effort, but still a good match for King Tonga. Doherty certainly did not give up anywhere along the line.
Well, the Duke is not a quitter any way, shape, or form, Jimmy. He'll get in there with anybody. Let's take a look at how he wrapped it up here. Nice forward roll, showing us that speed and agility. Now a couple of nice quick arm drags. Catches the Duke coming in. And now watch this move. Sends him in. Big backdrop. Oh, right down on his left hip.
He hit hard.
Oh, that'll...
He hit hard.
20 years from now, Gene, he'll be limping around wondering why. Look at that reverse thrust kick right on the jaw. Tonga realizes he's got him in a compromising position. Spiral headbutt coming down right in the sternum area. Decides to hook the leg. Good night. 1, 2, 3 as Doherty in vain tries to kick out.
Good win for King Tonga.
Tonga on to victory here in the Boston Garden, and we'll be back.
This match is one fall with a 20-minute time limit. First from parts unknown, weighing 274 pounds, Moondog Spot. And his opponent from Culebra, Puerto Rico, weighing 246 pounds, Pedro Morales.
Pedro Morales, Mr. Everything here in the World Wrestling Federation. You know, Gene, I think he's at exact body weight now as when he was World Wrestling Federation heavyweight champion.
I don't know, I've known Pedro Morales for, I think, some 18, 20 years. He really hasn't changed a whole lot.
Not a whole lot, Gene, no.
He works at keeping himself in shape, too, Gorilla.
Certainly does, from the island of Culebra.
My island.
My island.
Beautiful part of the world.
Of course, the opposition here in the Boston Garden, Moondog Spotty, taking off about 20 pounds in the last month here, Jim.
He looks good.
He does.
Moondog Spot looks very good. Sound of the bell, and we're off and running with more action for the Boston Garden. The home here, of course, of the Celtics and the Bruins, and of some great wrestling tradition.
Boy, plenty of history here, Gene. This building put together.
You're part of it, Gorilla.
1928.
You're part of it.
Well, I wasn't around in 1928,
No.
I'll tell you that.
But you had many a match in this great facility.
Absolutely. Bruno Sammartino and I had some classics in here, Gene. In fact, one night the ring broke right in the center, and both of us went out of sight.
Disappeared.
Just disappeared.
You know, there have been, you've heard this certainly, many who have tried to garner some kind of a movement to put up a superstructure in the downtown Boston area to replace this facility.
Be a big mistake.
It would be.
The memories that are within these walls here are just unbelievable.
They may want to throw in an air conditioning unit or two.
That might be a good idea. Side headlock now by Spotty. Morales won't stay in this long. He doesn't like side headlocks. Shoulder block. Sends a former champion down. Morales quickly dropping in front. Big backdrop. Holy mackerel. Spotty really came down hard. He's looking for timeout.
He got hurt. He got hurt. Did you see Morales move?
Quickness always been one of his fortes, James. Just when you think you got Pedro where you want him, you find out you don't.
Talk about a guy that's done it all in this great sport of professional wrestling. Pedro Morales has.
held the World's Championship, held the co-holder of the World Tag Team title, Intercontinental Champion. He's done it all.
I would not be a bit surprised to see him do it all again.
Well, wouldn't surprise me one bit. And a tremendous individual outside the ring. A man's man.
He is. He is indeed. You talk about Culebra, Puerto Rico. At the invitation extended to me personally, I spent time with Mr. Morales down on that beautiful island paradise in the Caribbean.
That's exactly what it is, paradise.
It is.
Certainly takes care of his mom down there, doesn't he?
Oh. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Spotty trying to figure out how to attack Pedro Morales, because everything he's done so far has not been successful. Of course, he's still got that ominous, stinking bone hanging off the turnbuckle, Gene. Not too far from us.
I'd like to know what the animal.
Shoulder block, nicely done by Spotty. Morales up quickly though, scoop slam, one arm job. Morales probably quicker tonight than I've seen him in a long time.
I don't think he's taken off any weight, he's just quick.
Yep. Well, sometimes you come into an old structure like the Boston Garden and a lot of memories go through your mind, Gene. A lot of things generating, I don't know, what can you call it, enthusiastic things that
Pumps
start
you up.
that adrenaline flowing.
Gets you pumped up.
Eye gouge by Spotty stops Pete dead in his tracks. Oh, look out, Morales. Luckily hung onto that second rope with his arm, or he'd have been right on our table down here. And Spotty taking advantage of the situation immediately. Blatant chokehold right in front of the referee. Danny Davis laying the count on.
You know, this is probably the only thing that Moondog Spot could do to counter the talents, the ability, capability of Pedro Morales. Watch out.
Suplex in, almost dropped him on his head. He might have caught the back of his head. 2 count, whoa. Morales just out of there.
Oh.
And he's still down and stunned. Boy, looked like he came right down on the back of his head, Gene.
Talk about close. But only in horseshoes and hand grenades.
What a feather in the cap of Moondog Spot. Had he been able to take a fall on Pedro Morales.
That was close. That was very close.
And Spotty, expressionless, always in the ring.
Gorilla Monsoon, let me ask you. You've been here both as a wrestler and quite obviously as a broadcaster for the World Wrestling Federation. These fans in Boston pretty much typify the fans we see across the country in the World Wrestling Federation.
Well, I think they're a little tougher in one respect, Gene.
They're special people.
Yeah, there's no, you know, a lot of places you go, you get fans that'll side with one guy, and as the match goes on, they'll side with somebody else, and they'll go back and forth. Not here, Gene.
Not at all.
They either love you or they hate you. There's no in between here.
Referee Danny Davis checking on that front face lock very closely. You just slip that forearm underneath the chin, and all of a sudden it turns out to be a choke.
Doesn't take much, just a little bit of an inch or so movement underneath, and it becomes a chokehold is correct.
A minor adjustment.
Minor adjustment. Well, Spotty forsakes now the reverse chin lock and backs Pedro into the corner. Oh, caught him with a big roundhouse.
Solid.
Morales sort of withering here under the barrage by Moondog Spot, and I think more than anything because of the heat. Spotty has threatened Danny Davis, but he knows better than that. Morales hard into the turnbuckle. Spotty follows him right in nice under the shoulder. Hook up. Couldn't get him.
What a move, even though it didn't work out. What a move by Morales.
Still got those moves inside him and showed us one right there. Beautiful duck under with both legs. And Spotty just able to sneak out of there. Spotty right back on the attack.
How about Morales?
I think he's hot now, Jay.
Going for an irate.
When he gets bent out of shape, there's no telling what he'll do.
Look at this slugfest.
Oh, Spotty just drove him down into the canvas. That right arm is out of there. He's not going to pin him that way.
He is good. Moondog spot is good. You got to give credit where credit is due, and he deserves it.
Well, he and Rex back in tag team competition once again here in the World Wrestling Federation. Of course, at one time there was a whole host of them here. Spike and some of the other Moondogs that were around. There was a whole litter.
Yes.
Duke, I think, was another one of them. Morales unloads with that big left hand, so dangerous. Winding up, spotting now. No, nice reversal. And Morales in. Oh, look at this.
Small
package. Cradle couldn't get him. Oh, look at that. Went for a fireman's carry. Morales slipped right up over the top. Reverse sunset. There it is.
Wow. That one would have to be banned in Boston. That's incredible.
Fast and furious action here in the Boston Garden. Let's get the official word.
Here is the winner, Pedro Morales.
Pedro Morales victorious. It was a number of combination moves that finally put away a Moondog spot, but Spotty was right in there, right to the very end.
I'll tell you, that one went back and forth tooth and nail. Just one of the great matches. I like to see that kind of action.
Tremendous victory here in the Boston Gardens for Pedro Morales. Don't go away, fans. We'll be back. Don't know whether we're going to get an introduction here or not as Jake the Snake Roberts came out.
This match is one fall with a 20-minute time limit. First from Stone Mountain, Georgia, weighing 268 pounds, Jake the Snake Roberts.
Snakes do not belong in wrestling arenas, coliseums, or gardens.
Absolutely not.
Here in the World Wrestling Federation.
There's no place for that.
If that's his trip, take it home and be happy, but leave it there.
Trying to grab the leg of the Dragon unsuccessfully, and the Dragon right out after him now. And unloading with some vicious chops.
And listen, Gorilla Monsoon to this. This place erupt. They love it. Oh!
Dragon with a double shot. This reminds me of the match that took place in Providence. Oh, look at that shot. Tremendous knee lift by Jake the Snake. Caught the Dragon coming between the ropes and knocked him right into the middle of next week.
Ricky Steamboat stunned by Jake the Snake Roberts. Roberts right on top of Steamboat.
Plants that right foot right in the lower abdomen. This one is going to be a hot and heavy. It is already, right from the opening bell.
He really went downstairs with that boot.
I'll tell you, if anybody currently here in the World Wrestling Federation or anyone I've seen, oh, look at that, nice counter to the DDT by the Dragon. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat can take more punishment and has that resilient ability to come back. Oh, look at that, beautiful gut-wrench suplex. A Dragon unloading on the Snake. Come on, referee, you can't do that. Referee grabbing a hold, you can't do that, Jim.
That's correct, but Ricky, you better cool it or he's going to get disqualified. I don't think he wants that. He wants Roberts.
Referee trying to take matters into his own hands. You cannot touch the wrestlers.
Absolutely not. Roberts trying to psych himself out. And well, he should, because look what happens when he gets back into the ring.
Well, he slithered right underneath that bottom rope and got met with a beautiful karate chop. compliments of the Dragon.
What an incredible reverse knife edge.
Snake backing up into the corner. Of course, not the corner where his little ominous green bag is, with about that 15 to 18-foot python in there. Ramming the head face first into the top turnbuckle. He's a little dizzy, as is obvious. Missed two big right hands. Dragon having a field day right now. Dragon on a second turnbuckle from the inside, right to the back of the head. External occipital protuberance area. That'll put the lights out for you. Whoa!
Good gosh almighty.
Capacity crowd just buzzing here in the Boston Gardens as they're taking a liking to what they're seeing being done to Jake the Snake Roberts by the Dragon.
Oh!
And what was that I saw not too many weeks ago on national television, Gene? Was that a Komodo dragon that I saw?
I don't know.
I think maybe it was. Oh, tied up. Between the top and second rope, and wide open, and look at this. Oh.
I'll tell you what, if Roberts is looking for sympathy from Steamboat, no way. He's not going to get it.
Absolutely none. Referee is still trying to bodily push the Dragon back. That's not his job. His job is to count. Oh, look at that. Dragon right through his legs. And wide open, catches him right in the kisser. Jake the Snake going in for the ride. No, reversal. The Dragon's in.
Oh! What a move, though, by Steamboat.
Tremendous. And tremendous counter by the Snake.
Steamboat still has not taken off that sweatband.
That's a reminder for him, Gene, as to what took place.
Oh!
Reverse atomic drop.
What a match! What a match!
Tremendous matchup here in the Boston Garden. Capacity crowd hanging off the rafters to catch this one. Jake the Snake Roberts, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat with a vendetta to be settled.
Steamboat still hurting from that reverse atomic drop earlier on.
Oh, beautiful clothesline by the Snake. Say what you want about his unorthodox style. He puts some tremendous moves together. Dragon better start mounting some kind of offense here, Gene, very shortly. I don't know how much more of this kind of punishment he can take.
I don't know if you noticed or not, referee quick to go over and check with Steamboat, asking him if he's willing or physically willing to continue.
Look at that move as he gave the appearance that he was going to... What is he doing now? Oh, I thought he was laying the count on him. Gave the appearance that he was going to slingshot him in. Instead, took one step and clothesline him. Beautiful move. Oh, the Snake saying, go ahead, hit me. Give me your best shot.
Look at him taunt Steamboat. You've got to be kidding me.
Oh, look at that humiliation now being laid on the face of Ricky the Dragon in the form of slaps.
Goodness.
And the Snake's still saying, come on, go ahead, give me a shot. Instead, Dragon goes downstairs, again downstairs. Jim says you're not hurting. Oh, poke the thumb right in the eye. Looks like a Pier Brawl 6 job here, Gene. Pier 6, for sure.
Is it ever?
Thrown all the wrestling moves right out the window.
Well, they left the scientific aspect of this thing back in the locker room. A slugfest.
Oh, beautiful uppercut right underneath the chin of the Dragon, and another one. And he's stunned and grabs and holds. Looking for a breather here.
I wonder what the decibel level is here in the Boston Garden for this one.
It is deafening.
I can't even hear myself.
Handful of tight sends the Dragon right over the top rope. Luckily, that right arm caught that bottom rope or he'd be down on the concrete. But he's in pretty bad shape right now. at the hands of Jake the Snake Roberts.
I think the ground rules were established earlier on for this one. And say what you will, credit must go to Jake Roberts. He has certainly dominated a great portion of this bout thus far.
The Dragon caught him coming in. Beautiful high sunset, but he has a hold of the second rope and plants another one between the eyes of the Dragon.
Anything that Ricky Steamboat tries,
he's been outsmarted, Gene.
Futile.
Sleeper hold being slapped on by the Snake, and the Dragon picks him up in a piggyback.
Comes at a bad time for Steamboat.
Gotta try to make it to the ropes. Although he's right in the center of the ring. And the Dragon sort of fading. He's getting over close now.
Only inches away from that rope.
I'm sure it was a handful of tights that dragged him back towards the center, Gene. And now that's got to be very close to a chokehold in there.
Look at that arm. Goes down instantly. Wait a minute. Hold on, maybe.
That is a choke, Gene. It's right underneath the chin.
Of course it is.
Referee worried about whether the Dragon wants to give up. In the meantime, he's being choked out by the Snake. Oh, he's saying one more time that arm drops and it's over. Oh, look at that. The hand is up there. A Dragon still got that adrenaline flowing in his system.
Where does he get that kind of resiliency? You tell me.
Guts personified here on the part of Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, refusing to call it quits.
Look at the look of concern right down the face of Jake Roberts.
Oh, atomic drop inverted. Turn around, fair play.
Is it ever?
But the Dragon unable to follow up, Gene. He's hurt.
Is it ever? Been so much taken out of this man. I don't know if he did have an opportunity, if he could put Roberts away.
Roberts steps in immediately. Nice scoop slam, but he's still hurting.
He just tossed him down to the canvas.
Oh, look at that. Not even trying for the cover, just administering more punishment.
Where does this referee get away manhandling wrestlers? You tell me.
That's not his job, Gene. I'm sure he'll be admonished about it. Of course, once he steps in there isn't a whole lot you can do about it.
Jack Tunney should be all over his case, president of the World Wrestling Federation.
I'm sure he'll get a few letters and phone calls. Another scoop slam as he drives the body of the Dragon down to the canvas, and now going over for the satchel that contains the Snake. He's opened it up. Referee laying the count on him. He's saying, no, I'm not doing it. Yes, he is. He's untangling the string.
Disqualify him. Come on, ref, disqualify him.
Come on, referee, do something, even if it's wrong.
The hell with that.
Oh, his hands are wet. He can't get the bag open, Gene. Went for a knee lift and got caught in midair by the Dragon. Down onto the back of his head. He is stunned.
The Boston Garden has popped. They're going crazy.
Much to the dismay of Jake the Snake Roberts, he was unable with his wet hands to open up that ominous duffel bag. And now he's headed for the wrong corner. Uh-oh, it's payback time. With a vengeance, the Dragon unloading now. Big roundhouse right missed, and the Dragon counters with a right of his own. You think that adrenaline's not flowing through his system?
And standing room only, seeing this one.
Reverse neck breaker.
Oh!
Could be the beginning of the end for Jake the Snake Roberts. Not much he can do right now. Wide open. Anything the Dragon wants to do, he can lay on him. Maybe another reverse neck breaker. Yes. Oh. The Dragon in control of this one.
Boy, you're talking about a 180-degree turnaround.
Oh, look at that. Came down with a splash effort, and the Snake brought those knees up right at the last split second. Either man ripe for the pickings, Gene.
If Roberts could manage to utilize that infamous DDT of his, I guarantee you, it would be all over for Steamboat.
Well, he went back to that knee lift again. This time it was successful, and he drove the Dragon right outside the ring. He's on the concrete. And now look at this.
Look at this.
The Snake removing the tape off his left wrist. Obviously going to use it for a weapon. Catches the Dragon with a big right hand, sending him out again. The Snake not wanting to wait, going outside. The Dragon doesn't even realize where he is. Both men on the concrete now. Oh, look at that. Shoved right off into the steel post. The Dragon has come back to life. He wants him back inside the ring. And the Dragon going up to the top turn. Oh, the referee's called for the bell.
What for?
What is this?
What for?
Said the Dragon was counted out. Look out from behind. Obviously, the referee has counted Ricky the Dragon Steamboat out, but a Pearl Harbor job done by Jake the Snake Roberts, and this one's not over by a long shot.
Now the bell is sounded. Officially, it's over. Nothing is going to go into the record book from this point on. However, there may be a little self-satisfaction.
Look out!
Ooh!
He went for another DDT on the concrete, but the Dragon outsmarted him and rammed him back first into the apron.
What's this?
The bell is ringing, but this match is over. But the action's still hot and heavy on the concrete here in the Boston Garden. We're going to stay with this action, see where it takes us.
Oh, look at there. Roberts has been split open. How did that happen?
Couldn't tell, Gene. He probably busted him wide open with a chop, or maybe rammed him into that apron once again.
Or it could have been the barricade.
Maybe so. Look at this, the Dragon perched on the top turnbuckle. Snake hasn't a clue. Wow. Blood spewing out of the face and forehead of Jake the Snake Roberts. He's not going to be able to stop the Dragon. Referee once again trying to manhandle, and the referee goes down, and it's about time. The Dragon relentless in his pursuit. It's payback time.
Oh! Steamboat is not going to let go of the hair of Roberts. He wants to give him a beating. As if he hasn't already.
Finally making it underneath that bottom rope, grabs his Snake, and he's gone. Jake the Snake Roberts leaving, but literally with his tail between his legs, Gene.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm certain that at that particular point, he had had enough of Ricky Steamboat.
Let's get the official decision.
The winner of this match by a count-out, Jake the Snake Roberts.
The winner on a count-out, Ricky the Dragon. Can't believe it, but what a tremendous matchup. We haven't seen the last of this, Gene.
This feud is going to continue on here in the ranks of the World Wrestling Federation. I can guarantee you that. This man, Ricky Steamboat, getting no satisfaction, I wouldn't think, out of this bout tonight.
Absolutely none. We have not seen the last of this vendetta. We'll be back. Elizabeth's on their feet to greet the Hulkster.
Monsoon, the world is ready for this man.
Talk about your charisma. That guy has it right there. The world's heavyweight champion, Hulk Hogan. In there with the Intercontinental champion, the Macho Man, Randy Savage.
How about Savage trying to put Elizabeth between Hulk Hogan and...
Boy, he's been doing that more and more of late, Jim.
I can't believe it.
Plus the World Championship belt at stake, but not the Intercontinental belt. Elizabeth obviously very concerned here. She's saying something to the Hulk.
Elizabeth looks marvelous.
Oh,
I just thought I'd throw that comment in.
I figured you would. A lovely, striking young lady. What she's doing with that horrible excuse for a human being. Oh, look at this. Pearl Harbor job now by Savage. And he's got the belt off the champion. Macho Man going to the outside. On the top turnbuckle. Oh, right in the kidney area. And the champ is down. Boy, this one got started in a hurry.
Savage doing something that I've seen him do as of late, leaving the headband and the sunglasses on. Terribly dangerous.
Talk about chance of being blinded. Champion caught off guard right off the bat. Pearl Harbor job by the Intercontinental champion. And once again, Savage coming down with that double axe handle. That time right in the cervical vertebrae area. And Elizabeth up on the apron. What is she doing on the apron?
Oh!
Maybe she wants the sunglasses, Gene.
I'm sure she does, and that would be good advice.
But boy, is she getting you-know-what for. Oh, look at this now. Turn around, fair play. And he busted him right in the eye. And now the sunglasses and headband are gone, and the Hulkster's got him on. Roundhouse right. Sends a challenger down to the canvas. Oh. What an awesome individual this Hulk Hogan is. Macho Man over the top rope. Lucky for him, he came down feet first.
It is amazing how Hogan can turn it on and off at will.
Oh, look at this. He's going to ram him right into the steel post. Oh, yes. Shoulder first by the champ. The challenger just rammed into the steel post. And both men now out on the concrete here in the Boston Garden. And the champ wants him back inside.
Randy Savage apparently really hurting that shoulder on that drive into the ring post.
He's looking for timeout, Gene. He's not going to get any. Look out, clothesline. Oh, and a beauty. Hulkster certainly hasn't lost any of his speed or aggressiveness. And look at the jackhammer action here. Atomic drop coming up. No, suplex.
How about that for style?
Wow.
He executed that perfectly. Elizabeth ringside and tremendously concerned.
Champ having it all his own way. Chokehold now right in front of referee Danny Davis, and Elizabeth immediately up on the apron to complain. And the referee telling her you've got to get down. And once again, the champ jerks him up again. And Danny Davis sees it immediately. Elizabeth has departed the scene.
I wonder if she was told to do so.
I don't know. The referee might have put her out, Gene.
It could be. Very well could be. Hogan with the headbutt. You don't see that too often from the champ.
Absolutely not. Champ, oh, look at this paintbrush shot here. And the And Champ follows him in, full speed ahead. Challenger down on the canvas and in deep trouble.
20,000 strong coming unglued this week at the Boston Garden. They've been talking about this one for a long time.
Boy, they've been waiting for this one. Champion against champion. Unfortunately, only one title at stake. Oh, long way down from that suplex. Hulkster unloading with everything in his arsenal.
I think about Monsoon, it should be pointed out that it was this city, this facility, the Boston Garden, where Macho Man Randy Savage arrested the Intercontinental title from Tito Santana.
Stole it, Gene. February 8th, right here.
You said it.
Oh, Macho Man tied up now, that left arm hooked up. Oh, look at that. Talk about payback time. Here it comes. Oh, look at that nice move by the challenger, using the leverage and momentum and two hands full of tights. Sends the champion out to the concrete. Look out below. Double axe handle by the Macho Man off the top turnbuckle. Not quick to tide turns here, Gene.
What is it ever? Does it ever? And especially Savage, with a proclivity for bending and breaking rules, doing whatever he has to do to get the job done. We saw that here before.
Absolutely.
No question, he used a foreign object. Elizabeth still. Not in our range, at least.
Oh, look at that. Rammed right into the barricade surrounding the ring here. Enough force behind the blow, but the champion managed to hang on. And now he's in trouble. And look at that sneak. Sneaking around on all fours.
Well, he is a sneaky Pete.
Challenger ramming from behind again, the champion down. Don't know where we're at count-wise here, Gene. Champ going out, Hogan. But the Macho Man about to do his thing.
We have a capacity crowd simultaneously chanting something. I believe it's a barnyard expletive.
Oh, what a shoot-off by the champion. As the Macho Man laid that flying elbow on him, and he's in shock.
Oh! Oh!
The adrenaline starting to flow through the veins of the champion, and he is hulking up. Excuse me.
Oh, my. Oh,
Savage
my.
knows he's in deep trouble right now. Look out, Irish whip in, upside down, over the... Oh, if he'd have went outside the ring, it would have been curtain.
Well, he could have broke his back on that move alone.
Hulkster now setting him up once more. The big boot, yes, right in a kisser. Setting him up, big slam coming up.
Hogging off the ropes.
Oh, the leg drop, yes. Over for the cover. Oh, he got the 3-count. Tremendous effort on the part of Hulk Hogan.
Wait a minute.
Oh, look at this. Oh, it's Adrian Adonis. Double team effort here.
Where in God's name did Adonis come from?
Came right out of the ringside. In a skirt. And now it's 2 against 1. Macho Man holding the champion, and Adrian coming down with that big knee. Give me a break.
This takes me back to Phoenix, Arizona, at Saturday night's main event. Then, however, it was Bundy and Muraco.
And still administering punishment to the champion. Oh, look out. Hulk's got 2 hands full of hair. Boom, double noggin knocker.
It's Adonis.
Atomic drop on the Macho Man. He's gone over the top rope. And now he's got Adrian.
This
Adorable Adrian trapped.
This place is turned upside down.
Adrian trapped like a rat. Slips underneath the bottom rope. Oh, look at that.
He's got a brawn.
Adonis doing a Pearl Harbor job from outside. And look at the tap.
Oh, yes. Listen. Oh, my. Have you seen anything like this?
Unbelievable. 20,000 plus on their feet.
The winner and still champion, Hulk Hogan.
Popular decision in this great city. What a match. I have never seen anything like it.
Take a look at this guy, the champion. Hulk Hogan, charisma personified. And now he's giving the fans what they want to see. Going from one side to the other. Oh, listen to that ovation.
And look at that package. Make no mistake about it, Gorilla Monsoon. He is the heavyweight champion of the world.
No question in anybody's mind. Greatest model role character I've ever seen in my entire life. The one and only Hulk Hogan. What an incredible individual.
I wonder what the International Press Corps here tonight thinks of this guy. They know.
The greatest individual in all of professional sports today, bar none. That man right there. The world's heavyweight champion. 20,000 plus clamor to their feet. Oh, look at that. That's all that's left of the adorable one.
One of a kind, Hulk Hogan, and a very popular decision, getting the Duke over Macho Man Randy Savage here this week at the Boston Garden. Fans, don't go away. Yours truly, Gene Okerlund and Gorilla Monsoon will be right back.
This next match is one fall with a 20-minute time limit. First from parts unknown, weighing 300 pounds, Moondog Rex. His opponent from Portland, Oregon, weighing 258 pounds, Billy Jack Haynes.
Billy Jack Haynes recently coming here into the World Wrestling Federation, enters Gene with some very impressive credentials.
What has he ever? You know, Gorilla Monsoon, this man was going to give it a try about a year and a half ago here at the World Wrestling Federation. I talked to him privately. He held back. He said, he admitted he was not ready. He was not ready.
What a hell of a man it takes to admit that, Gene.
I think he's ready now, and he had better be, because he's going against veteran and a big man. A rough man.
Moondog Rexy.
Rex looks like he's put on a pound or two.
He's well over that 300-pound mark, Gene. Fans are really in for a treat. Billy Jack, master of the full Nelson.
They say he executes it very much like Charles Atlas.
Charles Atlas, one of the premiers of yesterday. Put a lot of guys away with a full Nelson.
You can do it.
One of the classic matches I saw him in years ago, Gene, he against Yukon Aaron.
Oh, that had to be.
Oh,
that had to be. Billy Jack Haynes, Portland, Oregon, a gentleman, I guess, Gorilla Monsoon, who kind of travels to the beat of a different drum. He prefers to go it alone.
He certainly does. He's a real loner. Look out. Rex sends him off. Nice shoulder block. Sends a big guy down. Oh, Billy Jack right over the top in a hurry. He's quick. Nice counter to the hip lock. Standing drop kick. 1 foot caught him. Very agile for a big man.
I like his moves. He seems to set everything up in some kind of a chronological order.
Absolutely so. Very, very quick and agile. Carrying around about 270 pounds or so.
Well, he introduced him at 258. I would probably say that's fair. Still a distinct weight disadvantage over the Moondog.
Well, got that referee in there again, Gene, who can't keep his hands off the wrestler. He'll get an education one night in a hurry. I used to love those kind of referees. That make life miserable for them.
Bingo.
Reverse double chin lock now by Billy Jack Haynes.
Haynes very proud of who he is, where he's from, and hopefully where he's going. You see on the back of his tights, Oregon. Boy, is that beautiful. That entire northwestern United States.
Well, those are the colors, are they not, Gene? Green and gold, or?
I believe so.
I think they are.
I wouldn't question you on it.
Pretty sure they are. Whoa, right down on the back of the cranium. Nice surprise move by Rex. And then a nice clothesline. That'll give you a negative attitude.
Boy, followed with that very prudently timed clothesline to Mr. Haynes. Welcome, Billy Jack Haynes, to the World Wrestling Federation.
Boy, he's going to be around a long time. Oh, look at the backbreaker coming up.
I find Haynes, the interview, very articulate young man also.
Yes, extremely so. And a nice guy. Well, Moondog seen fit this week to break up in the single competition here in the Boston Garden. Everyone knows what their capabilities are as tag team partners, but it remains to be seen what they can do in individual competition. So far, Rex faring fairly well. That's looks like somebody didn't bother to check the Moondog's fingernails before this match started. Snapmare takes Billy Jack over. Look out. That's 300 pounds plus. Coming right down onto the side of the face. Wow, he managed to get that right arm out of there. Able to kick out. Well, that looks like maybe a smother.
Referee quick to check it out, however, and apparently making the determination that indeed it wasn't.
I believe any real significant determinations are beyond this referee, James. Nice shoulder block off the ropes by Billy Jack. Oh, got caught in a nice hip lock as the Moondog got up in a hurry. Dropped an elbow, but a little bit late with it.
Well, I think it did some partial damage. Haynes about to roll out, but I believe the Moondog did catch him with a piece of that.
Nice block, and now turns the tables on Rex. Billy Jack is still trying to clear the cobwebs. Nice block of the right hand. Delivers one of his own, and the same procedure again. Oh, excuse me.
Now that got Rex's attention.
Certainly did. Billy Jack Haynes looks to be a little upset here in the Boston Garden.
That was a very unique and different move.
Sort of get your attention with ones like that. Oh, right up over the top backwards. Long way down for Rex Moondog.
300 pounds going cattywampus over that top rope. I think I should point out, Gorilla Monsoon, I believe Moondog Rex may have been opened up a little bit in the facial area.
Well, hard to tell from my vantage point, Gene, but your eyesight's a whole lot better than mine. Wouldn't surprise me one bit. Another drop kick and a beauty.
Now the Moondog pulled up.
Oh, yes, he is. He's busted wide open, Gene.
At what point in time does a referee make a determination that he calls a match because of it?
Well, it's usually, Gene, when that blood starts to flow so freely that it gets into your eyes and you really can't see, and then you're completely at the mercy of your opponent. And oh, leapfrog by Billy Jack and a nice clothesline. Oh, he's hot.
He's talking to him.
Oh, there's the full Nelson. Slaps it on right in the center of the ring, high up onto the back of the head. And Moondog, he didn't waste any time. Can you imagine the pressure involved there?
That works. That works. That was just an excellently executed full Nelson. He really turns it on, puts the pressure on.
He certainly did.
the winner of this match by submission, Billy Jack Haynes.
He's going to be a big one here in the World Wrestling Federation.
Let's go back and take a look if we can. Look at this nice leapfrog as he very gingerly gets up into the air. Now his clothesline really sets this thing
Well, there's
up.
the series, as I had mentioned earlier on. It seems like he really programs himself well in the ring.
Continuity.
He's in a programming mode, if you will.
Look at this, slips right behind. And once he laces those fingers together, notice how high the hands are up on the back of the head, because that's really where all that pressure comes from.
Pros tell me that's the secret to that one, the full Nelson.
Making a very successful debut here in the Boston Garden, Billy Jack Haynes will be back.
This match is one fall with a 20-minute time limit. First from Atlantic City, weighing 468 pounds, King Kong Bundy. And his opponent making his way to the ring from Charlotte, North Carolina, 268 pounds, the Junkyard Dog.
Oh, grab them cakes.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about tremendous matchups, the Junkyard Dog and King Kong Bundy. Oh, he's doing the juking thing right now.
It's a main event anywhere in the world.
Absolutely. And there goes Bundy in a hurry, and the referee as well, as he whipped off that 15-foot steel chain. And he has the ring all to himself.
Grab them cakes.
Talk about a classic confrontation. We're going to have one right here. A lot of derogatory remarks made by both men here, Gene, before this match, prior to it. So a whole lot at stake, and once again, Bobby the Brain Heenan not in attendance.
And quite conspicuous by his absence. You have a great card like this week. Harley Race, one of Bobby Heenan's new acquisitions on the card earlier.
Handsome.
Handsome Harley Race.
Chant going out from this capacity crowd here in the Boston Gardens, 20,000 plus, JYD.
They are hanging from the rafters here tonight.
SRO signs were out early, Gene. Standing room only. Hottest ticket in town, professional wrestling as delivered by the World Wrestling Federation and the superstars thereof.
You got matches like this, you're bound to get them in.
It's the Avalanche against the Power Slam. Who's going to be the first one to be able to lay their move on successfully? That'll be the key to it all.
You take a look at Junkyard Dog, JYD, somewhere in the neighborhood of 263, 264, and a Bundy at 260 plus.
Well, he's outweighed by 200 pounds.
Such
Jim.
a mismatch. It would be a mismatch.
He doesn't want to trade power, I'm sure. That would be a losing battle as far as the dog is concerned. But he's cunning and he's quick and he has speed and agility, and he's going to have to use it all if he wants to come out on top in this encounter.
Junkyard Dog, former Green Bay Packer in the National Football League. Talked to a good friend of his, Max McGee. Of course, Max played a number of years before Junkyard did.
Referee Danny Davis stepping in there, admonishing the dog. In the meantime, it made available a cheap shot by the condominium with legs, King Kong Bundy. Look out! Dog a little bit too quick for that. Oh, the headbutt, and another one. And Bundy's reeling out of there. Danny Davis saying, look, don't blame me. I'm just doing my job. Bundy's really been out of shape.
Well, that's the one way that Junkyard Dog could really hurt Bundy. Get to him with those headbutts.
Take a look at that cranium on him, James.
Guy's the size of a house.
Massive. He's huge everywhere. Legs, arms, neck. Dog with a shoulder block off the ropes to no avail as he meets the immovable object. Oh, suckered him that time, slipped underneath, and now they're trading right hands. I don't know whether the Dog can win this one. Well, fortunately for the Dog, Bundy's hitting him in the head. Oh, he didn't with that one. Caught him right alongside the ear. Watch out, big splash, nobody home. And the Dog with a headbutt and Bundy out of there. Well, one mistake on either one's part here, Gene. This match will be history. Oh, nice clothesline by Bundy.
It didn't bring him down, but it certainly rocked Junkyard Dog.
Bundy now starting to unload, but the Dog retaliating immediately. Oh, there's the headbutt right between the eyes and makes the big guy step backwards. Another one right on the nose. Glad I retired, Gene.
I don't blame you.
Shots like that I have nightmares over, as Bundy is having right now. Wonder if he realized how close he was to that chain just then, Gene.
I wonder if I could just make an observation here. Bundy seems a little bit different than you usually see him. I wonder if Bobby Heenan has that profound of an influence on this big man. He just seems like a different man to me.
He looks very lethargic, Gene. He doesn't show me that quickness that makes his size so effective. Oh, he's got the chain now, Gene.
He just nailed Junkyard Dog at a kidney. Dog is doubled up. And now Bundy goes to work. He sure knows how to capitalize during the right situations.
Dog fighting back for all he's worth. He doesn't want to end up with this big guy on top of him. And he stunned him again. Another big right hand right to the jaw. And Bundy resorting now to an eye gouge. Trying to slow down the JYD. He certainly did. I don't know what happened to that chain, Gene. It seems to be gone. Did it fall to the floor? Or?
I'm hoping it did.
Bundy now forcing him back into the corner, possibly setting him up here. I guess he's content on just hooking him in that corner. Dog has had more behind his right hands than Bundy has. As is obvious because the big guy's reeling. Another headbutt. Dog's going out. He's going out after his chain, Gene. And there goes Bundy.
Now that's very unlike Junkyard Dog.
The referee could call this match at any time if he so saw fit, as that is a weapon, Gene. Well, it was used on him once already during the match by Bundy.
I believe Danny Davis is trying to talk Junkyard out of that.
He talked very nicely to the Dog when he has that chain in his
Do you
hand.
ever?
Chant going out, JYD, and Bundy reluctantly coming back up the steps, ready to re-enter the squared circle.
I just happened to notice a sign in the audience. Beware of the Dog, and underneath it, devouring Big Bundy's bones.
Oh. Could happen. Oh, look out. Bundy got his hands on the chain once again and rammed it right into the rib cage of the Junkyard Dog. And now they're both fighting for it. Referee laying the count on both men. He could easily disqualify both of them here. Look at this fight for the chain. And a headbutt right between the eyes, and another one.
No.
And a Dog. Whoa. Danny Davis grabbed that chain. Oh, there goes Danny Davis. And there goes King Kong Bundy.
Hit the bell. Davis did the right thing. I don't care how you feel about Junkyard Dog. Davis did the right thing.
Disqualified him, although he might have disqualified both of them, Gene, when they were both fighting over it. Danny Davis pleading now and talking a mile a minute. And Bundy saying, look at me, I'm the winner.
Now Bundy wants to have a little chat.
Bundy wanted the referee to come out and raise his hand, and Danny Davis did. Let's get the official word.
The winner of the match by a disqualification, King Kong Bundy.
That is not going to set well with the Junkyard Dog at all.
Well, let's go back, Gene, and take a look at one point in the match where I thought that maybe both men should have been disqualified. Right here, both men fighting over the chain. Look at that, they each had 2 hands on it. At this point in time, the referee was laying the count on both men. Right here, Gene, he could have disqualified both of them.
Well, after the preliminaries, that chain should be taken back to the locker room. It has no business whatsoever being even inside the arena proper. What did he do?
Well, the referee has just decked Danny Davis down again. If we could go back to live action inside the ring, look at this. Oh, power slam by the Junkyard Dog on referee Danny Davis.
I can tell you this, there will be
heavy fines to be paid.
Serious repercussions for those kind of actions from the Junkyard Dog. Dog, don't do it.
Junkyard Dog dragging now Danny Davis over outside the ring. Giving him you-know-what for all the way back to the dressing room. And the Boston Garden.
Boy, that body slam was on call for, though.
Absolutely. Power slam a referee, give me a break. We'll be right back.
This match is one fall with a 20-minute time limit. First, I'd like to introduce the manager, Mr. Fuji. And he represents from Sunset Beach, Hawaii, weighing 275 pounds, the magnificent Muraco. His opponent from Tampa, Florida, weighing 252 pounds, Mr. Wonderful, Orndorff.
Well, we're waiting the appearance of Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff. In the meantime, Muraco looks in tremendous shape, Gene.
Does he ever? Does he ever?
He's got that tremendous upper body strength, and he's really been working on those shoulders and bicep, tricep, and everything else that goes up there, because I'll tell you, he's a powerhouse. He's a handful.
Well, as you're well aware, of course, Muraco's had a number of operations on the shoulders. So here he comes.
Well, here he is now. Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff making his way down here to the ring in the Boston Garden. Gorilla Monsoon along with Mean Gene Okerlund at ringside. And Mr. Fuji having a few words with our referee. Muraco, former Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, took it away from Pedro Morales. And you know you better have something going for you if you can do that.
Well, indeed he does.
Bell sounded, we're underway here. Fuji, oh, look at this. Muraco having a few words now with Mr. Fuji. What are they trying to say here, Jim?
Well, that's that mind-to-mind communication that they talk about. I think it's a psych job.
Maybe we could get, if we could get Mr. Fuji to come over and try to give us a little bit of insight. What was that all about, Mr. Fuji?
Mind-to-mind communication. Magnificent one said, I can control. So I go in locker room and do Chung.
You're not going to stay out here for the match?
No, I'll be in room. I direct in room with mind-to-mind, and he'll obey Mr. Fuji.
I don't think you're playing with a full deck.
Wait a minute, Fuji, are you trying to tell us that you can go back to the locker room and sit down there and program your man, the Magnificent One?
Oh, yes, I will control him very, very carefully. I will tell him in mind-to-mind to make Orndorff suffer like pig and cripple him for good. He will listen to Mr. Fuji.
So long, pal.
Oh, sayonara.
Sayonara
Almost.
yourself.
Who's
Talk
he
about
kidding?
a fountain of misinformation.
It's got to be the ultimate smoke job.
Mind-to-mind communication. Give me a break. Should be a tremendous matchup. Both men jockeying for position here. If Orndorff has his way, He's happy about Mr. Fuji leaving. You can bet on that, Gene. It's one guy less he has to keep his eyes on. Tremendous distraction whenever he's at ringside. You never know what he's going to do.
Absolutely not.
Seen him grab guys' legs, whack guys with canes.
Two established superstars in the World Wrestling Federation. This could be a real shootout, and I suspect it will.
At any point in time, it wouldn't surprise me to see gold around the waist of either one of these gentlemen, or both.
Absolutely not.
They both have that kind of ability.
Oh, as you mentioned earlier, Muraco, tremendous upper body. Take a look at the
Look at that
pecs,
move.
biceps, the lats.
I'll tell you what's very interesting, Gene. Both fortes of both of these men are pile drivers.
Exactly.
The battle of the pile drivers here in the Boston Garden. Jam-packed. I was on hand to see Muraco. I guess it was some 5 years ago, Madison Square Garden stripped Pedro Morales of the Intercontinental title right in the middle of the ring. And he's capable of, oh, look at that neck snap. He's capable of beating anyone on any given day. Of course, if he'd forget about all that other garbage that he and Fuji try to get into, Jane, I think maybe he'd concentrate a little bit more on his wrestling ability instead of trying to be a movie star. He'd probably be a whole lot better off.
Well, that thing isn't working out for him at all.
Nice reversal by Mr. Wonderful. Big backdrop. Muraco came down hard and got scoop slammed immediately. And bailing out, looking for a break, and rightly so. There's that ring experience.
I'd like to see how that mind-to-mind communication between Fuji and Muraco, what it's doing for him now.
Not working too well, I'm afraid.
Maybe out of the area code.
Muraco saying, get that maniac back. Look at the look of determination on Paul Orndorff's kisser.
Is he intense?
Oh. Can you imagine what he was like on the football field, Gene? Just an explosive individual. Racking up all kinds of amateur athletic awards as well as professional awards. Decided a long time ago to forsake professional football and devote his entire career to the squared circle.
That had to be a very emotional decision for Paul Orndorff because he dearly loved competing on the gridiron. But I think his first love of wrestling finally won out. And he's a good one. He's a good one. Do you notice, Gorilla Monsoon, these two men a little tentative here in the early going of this match?
Well, they both realize the other's potential, Gene, and neither one of them wants to make a mistake early on that could cost them the match. That's why they're sort of taking, oh, look at that nice arm wringer takeover by Mr. Wonderful. I'll tell you something, you know, as far as football and wrestling is concerned, I'm sure that Paul Orndorff will have a lot more longevity in the world of professional wrestling than he might have in professional football.
That could well be. Part of the Hall of Fame, you know, at the University of Tampa.
That took place, what, just last year, Gene, did it
Well,
not?
as a matter of fact, it took place in February of '86.
Right.
And he's in some great company with the likes of Freddie Sullivan, Big John Matusek.
Thought you were going to say Big John Studd there. For the...
But there are some similarities between Matusek and Studd.
Handful of hair, gets rid of Orndorff, ducks underneath a nice elbow, ducks under another one, look out, clothesline job, Muraco down again. Well, they're both starting to open up a little bit now, Gene. Slipped in under nicely with a nice arm drag.
Yeah, they're letting it all hang out now, and well, they should. I don't think you have to wait a whole lot longer. Let her go. It's a one-fall, 20-minute bout.
Absolutely. Might not be long enough for these two guys, Gene. If need be, these two guys can go an hour and still have a lot left. Muraco slipping in deep in the crotch. Manages to get the slam, but holding on to the armbar. Mr. Wonderful, nicely done. Muraco trying to tell the referee that he hung onto his hair, which he did not.
I'm looking for the hard hat concession.
Yes, it's around here somewhere, Gene. arm stretcher being applied by Mr. Wonderful. You don't see a whole lot of this hold anymore in the world of professional wrestling. I never liked it when somebody slapped it on me. I got out of there as quick as possible. You always got one smelly boot in your face all the time. I've seen guys get pinned with this. I've seen guys that were applying the hold get pinned with this, Gene. It's a dangerous hold. Right in the center of the ring. Muraco's going to lose this battle right here. There's nothing for him to hold on to. And he did. Foot over the bottom rope, ref. Take a look. Both feet were over there. Muraco pointing to the rope, saying, what do you think, it's moving by itself? Muraco could break the hold merely by draping that leg over there, Gene. He doesn't choose to do that. He's bound and determined to fight his way out of this thing.
Well, he's not going to overpower Paul Orndorff.
No, definitely not.
It just is not going to happen.
Leverage is what he's looking for right now. If he can get up to a standing position and plant that right foot or grab a hold of the ropes, he's quite a ways from that rope right now.
Muraco with a little more weight, a little more experience.
He's going down again, though, Gene.
Orndorff knows how to handle himself. He knew exactly what he had to do.
Holding on to this arm stretcher for dear life. Talk about damage being done to that shoulder area, deltoid, bicep, tricep.
Well, if you take a look at that entire chain from the fingers up to the wrist, to the upper arm, to the forearm, to the elbow, right on up the line, there's so much that can happen.
Going to try and roll out of it now, Gene. Roll right up the body of Orndorff. There he goes. Up to a headlock, but Orndorff, oh, right back, answers with a head scissors. Muraco kicks out immediately, and he's right back in it again. Well, he didn't go for it. He maintains the arm bar. I thought he was going to slap it on once more.
You know, that must be a pretty conventional a counter, because you called that one right from the start, where Muraco rolled right up and went to the upper body.
That's one of the premier ways to get out of that, Gene, if you're not anywhere near the ropes. And that's about the only way you're going to get out, unless you reach over and grab the ropes, because you're at a definite disadvantage leverage-wise. The only thing to get some momentum going and roll right up the body of your opponent, as he did, and grabbed the side headlock. But Mr. Wonderful came out of there like a house of fire.
I had an opportunity recently to enjoy a 2.5-hour flight, and sitting right beside me, and did we have a great conversation. You as a former amateur Greco-Roman wrestler. I don't know if they really separated the two back in those days.
They were both available, Gene. We did them both.
But I was with Olympic gold medalist Jeff Blatnick.
Oh, tremendous.
Tremendous young man.
Tremendous athlete.
And he knows all about you.
Well, made a few marks in the amateur ranks many, many years ago, Jim. Right now, making a few marks on the head of Mr. Wonderful, the magnificent one. He's in control right at this particular point. I'll tell you, amateur wrestling took me literally, Gene, all over the world. I managed to get to Russia, and Turkey, and Bulgaria, and quite a few Iron Curtain countries with an Olympic team. And believe me, there's no greater character builder than amateur wrestling.
Well, certainly professional wrestling has done a great deal for you, too. You've done some considerable traveling.
Not too many places that I haven't been, and a lot of places I don't particularly care to go back to either, Jim.
Well, the World Wrestling Federation certainly expanding to virtually all 4 corners of the globe.
Worldwide would be an understatement. Going to work now on the trapezius muscle of Mr. Wonderful, the magnificent one. And Orndorff in a lot of pain. The referee looking over here at the bell ringer, possibly ready to call this one, but believe me, Orndorff is no quitter.
I think it would be virtually impossible to get Paul Orndorff to submit. I think he'd have to be comatose.
You might have to be doing something to somebody else that he is extremely fond of for him to say, yes, I give up. Because you can't do it to him and have him say it.
Exactly.
But nevertheless, still applying the pressure. And Muraco doesn't tape those fingers up for nothing, Gene.
And I'm very curious to see how this crowd is responding to this, what I would call classic bout.
Oh, they want They want to see Mr. Wonderful get back to his feet. That's really the only way out of this thing, to alleviate that downward pressure. Of course, we could look for Muraco to lay on that Asian spike at any time, as well as a pile driver. He's got a whole host of things in his arsenal that can put you away.
Orndorff back up. Muraco counters with a slam into that upper turnbuckle on the far side of the ring.
Both men sweating profusely right now. It's going to be hard to hold on, Gene.
Takes a lot out of you.
Certainly does.
Really does.
Snapmares him over again and goes right back to work on it once more. Orndorff may be wishing he were somewhere else. And Muraco enjoying every moment. Of course, I think he wished he was on the beach as well, Gene.
I suspect that Orndorff is going to have to make a move here pretty quick.
Well, you can only lay in this hold for so long, and then you start to cut the flow of blood to the brain through the carotid artery, which Muraco is definitely working on right now. And when that happens, of course, you deplete the brain of oxygen and the lights go out. And you automatically go home with the short end of the purse.
Muraco just grabbing a foreign object from the ring. He got to the face of Paul Orndorff, over the forehead, around the eyes.
He resembles that remark, Gene. He'll use anything and everything.
Muraco's above nothing.
On the second turnbuckle now, from the inside, that Asian spike getting ready to lower.
Oh.
Yes, he drove it. Orndorff in a whole heap of trouble here in the Boston Garden. And goes right back and clamps it on once more. Boy, this certainly saps your strength.
A man the size of Don Muraco. How many pounds do you think conceivably he could lose during the course of a match?
Oh, he
like
can easily lose 8 to 10, Gene.
Wow.
I lost one night in Madison Square Garden in a match with Bruno Sammartino that went an hour and 30-something minutes without a fall. 26 pounds in one evening.
26 pounds?
26 pounds of literally water weight, Gene.
I've got to suspect there's very little body fat on Paul Orndorff. He's solid as a rock.
He'll lose 4 or 5 pounds in a match of this nature, no question. Orndorff back to his feet. Few right hands, not a whole lot behind him. That one had something, and now goes to the jaw.
Whoa!
And Muraco is stunned. And Muraco's down. Orndorff following up immediately, rams him into the top turnbuckle.
Just when I counted out Paul Orndorff, he really came to life again.
Oh, there's an elbow right to the top of the cranium off the top turnbuckle. And it's payback time for Mr. Wonderful. Both men ripe for the pick, and right now this match could go either way. At any one man makes a mistake, it's history. Irish whip in by Mr. Wonderful. Goes downstairs. He's in control right now. Look at this. Small package, rolls him up. 1, 2, we could have it. No, he didn't count 3. Referee only counted 2. Maybe the time has expired.
Well, there's a little discussion right now between the timekeeper and our referee in this bout.
Definitely was not a 3 count there, Jim.
I don't think so.
Obviously, the time limit has run out here. Let's go up and get the official word.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time limit has elapsed. The referee's official decision. He awards this match to Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff.
Referee's decision going to Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff. I don't know on what basis.
What in the world? The time had run out. Clearly, there was not a 3 count there. How do you call that one?
The match is a draw.
This is a referee that we have seen in a couple of earlier matches, and I don't think this guy knows how to find the men's room.
Well, obviously, what you're saying is absolutely true. There's no way, shape, or form that this referee could make that kind of a decision. Muraco had as much of that match, if not more, than Mr. Wonderful, in my opinion. Just, let's say, call it a miscarriage of justice.
I think that pretty much says it all. Gorilla Monsoon, it has been an action-packed night here at the Boston Garden, as it usually is. The fans second to none. and we had a couple of real barn burners
Well, we
as part of
certainly
this
did.
one.
The
Hulk Hogan,
Hulkster, he didn't disappoint anybody, Gene.
not at all. And what a title defense for him against Macho Man Randy Savage. After it was all over with, who should show up? Out of the crowd, out of left field, out of nowhere, but adorable Adrian Adonis.
What a piece of work. Give me a break. Stuff like that should not be allowed to go on here in the World Wrestling Federation. Gorilla Monsoon here at ringside for Gene Okerlund saying so long